So guys, let me show you something here. Let me show you something here. Can you see that? Let me zoom it. Let me zoom it. Are you seeing that? We call them guavas. Can you see that? So that's the beauty of Africa. So in fact, when this thing grows, you don't need even to ask the owner. And you see, we are in a totally different compound. You don't need to ask the owner. You just go there and you can pick one and you can enjoy. So let's have a look at what Kagame is saying in relations to African unity. Then when we come back, we can analyze the video further. Let's have a look at this.
In the old days, the kings and so on and so forth used to give their in-laws, their children, powers, say, go and control something somewhere. And that's happening today here.
Yeah.
Yes, they just give somebody, say, go and get whatever you want to, and do whatever you want to do in that region. That is how Africa is treated. So these powers you see that come here lecturing people on democracy, human rights, and they are doing it with one arm, and the other, they are just taking away everything that people own. So, and this is what is critical. This is why Africa, leaders of Africa, some of whom are here, brothers, and the CEOs and other Africans, I think we need to give ourselves value of some kind. We can't just be people who are waiting to be ripped off by somebody who is shrewd enough and has the power to come. No, we must be able to say no.
And we've seen those no's. We've seen some of those. I mean, do you believe, sanctions are used, a coercive method to get countries to capitulate. Are you going to capitulate?
I never capitulated in a war situation. This is not a bad situation as such. Well, it hurts, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what it is meant to do. It is meant, sanctions or different measures are meant to hurt people. So in a way, we are hurt. Mm. But I think we would be hurt more by not doing what we are doing. So it's always, you make a calculation. Yes. So, and it is not so difficult to say no. In fact, it costs more to say yes to the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So I think you can see my background. I'm just here in the village in Africa, and just want to comment on what President Kagame is saying. So what President Kagame is saying is totally the same thing, the same spirit that what Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, is employing. Now, you can realize that some time back, the president of Burkina Faso, Traoré, said that democracy does not apply in an African setup. Okay? That this concept of democracy, periodic elections, electing people after 5 years, does not apply in Africa. Okay? So we have to define what democracy is. Because for the West, democracy means periodic election. Look at what is happening in Rwanda. That Kagame has been sanctioned by the United States majorly because of the so-called war that is going on between Kagame and President Tshisekedi of Congo. Okay? Now, President of Rwanda, that is President Kagame, has highlighted very important thing here. That look, they might be telling you to keep peace, yes, but on the other hand, they are saying keep peace, but from their side, they are taking what you ought to be having. And you know what is that? They are taking your minerals. So, in the confusion, when you are confused, for them, they are benefiting. Kagame has also been blamed for having a hand in what is happening in the Congo region, the conflict. So Kagame has been blamed for funding and financing the so-called M23 rebels to cause havoc, to cause confusion in the Republic of Congo. Well, I'm not sure if indeed Kagame has done that. What I know about Kagame is that Kagame has really transformed how Rwanda is looking. Okay? So the picture of Rwanda, the entire picture of Rwanda has totally transformed under the President Kagame's regime. Now, I'm not sure of this concept that Kagame is fueling the conflict in Congo. I am just sure that Kagame is really working hard to make sure that Rwanda is realizing her potential. Now, at the same time, it's in the nature of human being to just pinpoint the wrongs that you do. So someone cannot see the good thing that you are doing to make sure that your people and your country, they are moving forward. They are quick to correct you when you do the wrong thing, but when you are doing the right thing, they cannot applaud you. Okay? The same is happening to the Sahel region. Let me just say the Sahel region in general. Okay? Look at what President Assimi Goïta is doing. Okay? Look at what President of Niger, President Chiani, is doing. Look at the president of the Sahel region, and that is the same president of Burkina Faso is doing. They are doing massive work to their countries. They are trying to stabilize their countries militarily, economically, but in return, people are saying that they are dictators. Why? Because they are not dancing to someone else's tune. For them, they have what they want, and the people within the Sahel region, they are benefiting from what they want, and in fact, the people are protecting them. You saw it last time, when there was an attempted coup in Burkina Faso. People literally marched to the presidential palace in order to protect President Traoré. The entire population, okay? They marched to the president's home, carrying placards saying, no, we just need Traoré because under Traoré's regime, we are seeing massive change within the Burkina Faso territory. So, let me not blame them, because it's in the nature of human being basically to talk evil when you're not dancing to their tune. So my prayers to the continent is just one, that we as Africans have to unite, and have to unite immediately, so that we can realize our potential, so that we can fulfill the dreams of our forefathers. Let's open the borders so that Africans can travel outside Africa, and Africans can do businesses amongst each other. Let's remove the so-called tariffs and non-tariff barriers for us to integrate meaningfully. Okay? Let's fulfill the agendas of our forefathers, and above all, let's try our level best to make sure that, look, the agenda, Africa Agenda 2063 is realized. So if it's the first time, kindly show me some love, like the videos, and we can meet next time. Same channel. Bye bye.